What is up, Gooners and Goonettes? My name is you know what? Yeah, I kind of like the sound of that. Gooners and Goonettes. My name is Stix, and welcome back to your weekly Gacha recap, a video series where I recap everything that happened in the Gacha genre over the course of the last week in one easy to digest format. If this is your first time here, consider joining my subreddit where we cover everything going on that matters to us every single day live. Alternatively, go ahead and subscribe to my new Stix News channel where I upload short, easily digestible videos, also covering things that are happening. Now we have a lot to talk about, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. Trickcal's English and Japanese Twitter accounts got updated recently, revealing that their official localized title is going to be Trickcal Chibi Go. And, you know, this, which I'm assuming is also Trickcal Chibi Go, but, you know, like really, really long, respectively. I don't know what this game is, but apparently it is a cutesy, squeezy, cheeks collection-based role-playing mobile game. So that's a game that's coming. Cool, new game to play. Black Beacon has had quite the week. They were embroiled in drama because they rewarded China with a 5-star selector, 20 limited polls, 10 standard polls for the same issues that Global had when Global got, I think it was like 20 or 30 standard polls, no limited, no 5-star selector. They responded. They confirmed that they were in the wrong. They are synchronizing the global and Chinese rewards. So moving forward, every time a reward is given, every time compensation is given, the rewards will be the same. China will not be favored, even though they were initially. It took a lot of backlash. The Google Play Store rating dipped all the way down to 1.5 for them to realize, oh, you know what, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe our global players do matter. So there we go. We got what we wanted. Players are happy. A lot of players still left, but the players that remained were happy. Except for the lack of emulator functionality. And that's because they decided that they were gonna ban emulators for global, but allow emulators in the Chinese version. They addressed this as well. They made a public statement saying that emulator support is expected to become available within a week, which is great news because honestly, the Google Play Beta emulator thing is actually terrible and I hate having to play certain games on it. Punishing Gray Raven's biggest collab, or arguably one of the biggest gacha collabs in existence, was announced to be coming globally. Devil May Cry 5. And honestly, there really should be absolutely no surprise here, no shock. Like anyone that thought that this wasn't coming was clearly missing a few screws, because this is probably the reason that they were trying to hurry global along and to attempt to catch up with China so that collabs like this could be run concurrently. Additionally, the gameplay for Dante and Virgil was revealed. I'm gonna have a video with my reaction to all that in the next couple days. It was really freaking cool and I can't wait to actually get my hands on these characters. Velvet React is officially shutting down. This is a game that was on Eero Labs, so it's not a game I would have played or a game I would have covered, but I mean, at the same time, it's always sad to see a gacha game shut down, even if it is a gacha game that's targeted towards a certain demographic of player that probably didn't really play it anyway. Revived Witch is getting revived. There is an official Chinese publisher in charge of publishing the game throughout China and potentially global. This was an adorable, like, pixel art style gacha game that I never really got to play much of. I did a sponsored video way back when, but that was it. This was a game that I would have loved to have played, and you know what, I might actually get the opportunity to now. Crystal of Atlan debuted a brand new class. She looks phenomenal. Crystal of Atlan, of course, has not released yet, but is releasing in the very near future. This is a gacha MMO. It's essentially Tower Fantasy, if Tower Fantasy were actually fun or even remotely any kind of real quality game. Brown Dust 2 is apparently undergoing an age rating change. Here we see the age rating has been increased to PEGI 18 in certain regions. Just very interesting. I mean, given the kind of game Brown Dust 2 is, it's really no surprise. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. World Flipper, at least in China, announces end of service August 14th, 2025. Now, I believe World Flipper is officially shut down everywhere around the world. That's honestly kind of sad because, like, I've noted this numerous times. This was actually a game that I had some fun in. I was sponsored to do a video on it, but it was still a game that I kind of had some fun playing. Crunchyroll is publishing a brand new game, Mirren Star Legends. It's actually had a different name before. It was called Millennium Tour Elf. I was really excited for this game because the characters look absolutely phenomenal in game, but apparently global or China is officially dead. There are no further updates coming for the game, so Crunchyroll is just attempting to milk players for every cent they can, even knowing full well there is a finite lifespan for it. Literally, the game will be dead in like a year. That's really sucky and very shady. Daiblos Core has officially opened beta test recruitment, meaning that you can get in and try it out. If you haven't already played the Chinese version or Korean version, I forget. If you haven't already played the other Asian version of it, then you can play the new, I believe it's the Japanese version. Test it out. Speaking of Japanese gacha games, Heaven Burns Red is holding one of the cutest, most adorable, wholesome collabs of the decade with Angel Beats. This game, I remember this anime, like this, I loved this anime way back. Dude, this was so happy, filled with so much hope. If you haven't watched Angel Beats, I strongly urge you to if you want something that fills you with warmth. Continuing on the train of Japanese gacha games, Magia Exedra, the Madoka Magica gacha game, launched and absolutely screwed their players over. I did a dedicated video on this. I just uploaded it yesterday. I strongly urge you to go ahead and take a look at that. But essentially, they launched with 7 whole banners for the first month. They said that they weren't going to have limited banners, and then they decided to implement a limited banner. They power crept a character already within the first month of launching, and it's just a whole freaking mess. Players are, and this is very warranted, very upset. Infinity Nikki right now is currently sitting at 1.4 stars on the Google Play Store. The reason for that? Oh my god, I've documented this in I think 5 videos so far, and I have another video coming like tomorrow at some point. But essentially what happened was they decided to retcon the story. They decided to increase the pity all the way to 220. They decided to introduce an additional outfit piece, which means that you have to pull for more. They decided to introduce a bathtub cosmetic item for I think it was almost $80, and they put like an 80% discount or something onto it, bringing the price down. I think it was like $10 or $15. They decided they were going to begin banning players. They decided they were going to begin banning the term boycott. So players coined a new term, girlcott, and they were attempting to boycott the game for all intents and purposes. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more. Stay tuned, because the juicy drama for this game never ends. Horizon Walker, they actually did screw up as well. They added an unreleased character to the gacha pool in their new update. They immediately realized this. People were upset. They decided, oh, we have to act on this quickly. So they did, and then players were happy with it. They were happy. Everything blew over nicely. That's what happens when a competent developer actually addresses issues that the players are having in quite a moderate time frame. It's really genuinely not that hard to do. King's Raid is officially being relaunched by Masang Soft, who is a trashy studio. This game is unfortunately dead on arrival. This game deserved better. It deserved better. It deserves present tense better. But at the same time, I guess it doesn't matter because they're not gonna get that. And finally, Wuthering Waves is under attack. There are reportedly Hoyo shills. I don't really like to use that term. I just like to think that Hoyo shills are just really passionate Hoyo gamers that just love Hoyo games like Genshin, Zenless, Star Rail, which are fun games and are also fairly high quality games, and they just don't know how to express themselves appropriately. That's just how I like to feel. Or that's just what I like to think, at least. Apparently, though, they are reporting, mass reporting Cardathea for, if you take a look down the bottom, the reason: character portraits in the game contain obvious sexual innuendos and borderline pornographic content. The costume design is overly exposed. Cardathea and Fleur-de-Lis's outfit is too revealing for them. Clearly, they've never played a Hoyo game, if that is the case. Admittedly, I don't know what they're thinking, but I never really do. And then, also, as an addendum to Wuthering Waves, they confirmed that not only is Cardathea and Fleur-de-Lis coming as kind of like a dual form character, which is really sick, that managed to get 3 million views and almost 60,000 likes, but they confirmed the brand new Lupa character as well. She has some serious Vera vibes, and I am ecstatic to be able to play as her. These characters look incredible, and honestly, I am so excited for this update. 2.4 is going to be enormous because it continues Cardathea Fleur-de-Lis's story in theory. Now that is everything that happened to the gacha genre over the course of the last week that mattered to me. You're up to date, you're welcome. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.